What's our one? This is the Next Take podcast, episode 157 with Mikel and
Tanyka.
where we have conversations on different topics. So, Merry Christmas, everybody. This is our special Christmas episode. And Tanyka will tell us what this special episode is going to be about. Tanyka?
Yeah, so we're gonna basically just be kind of talking about Christmas trees, kind of where Christmas trees kind of came from, why we do it, the type of trees, I guess, even that people tend to gravitate towards, and all that. So we'll talk about this
Mm-hmm.
this time around. Um, so before we kind of go into the Christmas tree, do
Right.
you tend to gravitate, like, does your family gravitate towards doing artificial tree, or do you do a real tree, or no tree?
Mm. Uh, Artificial tree. So every single year it's basically the same one.
Yeah.
I don't remember we ever changed our tree or,
Oh,
I
really?
know
Okay.
like I know I have a couple friends that like, cut their tree, but
Yeah,
it's
get
like
like a real tree.
yeah, because it's usually the big ass tree and then they stop because like I guess it got to the point that it was too big and
I mean, you
just
can get smaller real trees. You don't have to get like the big ass tree.
yeah, I know, but they usually take the big ass tree and it
Mm.
covers like half the almost half the living room, which is crazy. So and then they
Yeah.
store it out every single year, I believe. So like yeah, so it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no, we've never done a real tree. It's a lot of work to do a real tree.
Mhm,
We've
mhm,
always had an artificial tree, and we've definitely changed our artificial tree since the
mhm,
one we had when I was a kid. But I mean, that tree we had for a really long time.
mhm,
I don't even remember why we changed the tree. Oh, we had to get another one. I think the
mhm,
biggest thing was my mom hated putting, because it was, back in the day you wouldn't get like the pre-lit trees,
mhm,
or
mhm.
now you can get the pre-lit trees. And my mom hated putting the lights on the tree. One year I did do it, one year I did do it, but so I think maybe it was more about that. Plus, like, the
Mhm,
tree at that point was like 20 years old.
mhm, mhm,
So we ended up getting this really tall, skinnier tree, which was, I think, 7 feet tall.
mhm,
And it was just maybe just too tall for us, especially because we're all short in my family. It was just too tall for us.
mhm.
And then we ended up getting, I think it was a 6 foot tree. Yeah, I think it's a 6 foot tree, and it's pre-lit. We got it at Costco, and that's what we've been using. Um, Makes it a little easier. You don't have to put the lights on the tree. Who does that anymore? Anyways,
Not true, but I guess it's like tradition for people to go and
and
get
cut
a
the tree down, and
tree. Like a
yeah.
lot of people still do it nowadays. It's
Oh
just
no,
like
yeah, no. A lot of people still do it.
uh,
You'll see, like, if comes time where you can put your tree out, to be picked up for garbage or whatever. You see, like, everyone, like, with their trees and whatnot. So, definitely people still do it. It
mhm,
is the thing to do, right? You
yeah.
know, in any of those Christmas movies, you don't see people going and getting fake trees. They have
Mhm.
real trees. It's the
Yeah,
thing to do.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
it's just
Yep.
nothing we've done in my family, and that's all.
Mhm. Yep.
Um,
Mhm.
all right. So
Mm.
let's get into this. So
Yeah.
long before Christmas trees were considered the decor for the holidays, they were simply humble, fragrant evergreens that served as a source of joy during the harsh winter months. But what does the Christmas tree symbolize? How did it evolve into one of the most celebrated icons of the season? So we'll get into all that. Um, so in ancient cultures, the winter solstice, as
Right.
I think we've already experienced that, with a bang, was heralded as the beginning of brighter days ahead, an indication that the sun god was regaining strength. A little bit more of that, please.
Mm.
Because evergreen trees retain their color through all four seasons, they were displayed and embraced in coordination with the solstice as a reminder of warmer months to come. Like that. In Egypt, a similar mindset was adopted. The sun god Ra typically grew weak as conditions became colder and darker. The solstice was seen as the turning point in seasons, so Egyptians decorated their homes with palm leaves and branches. Similarly, in ancient Rome, a feast called Saturnalia, which I believe we talked about in our first Christmas episode we ever did, was held during the solstice, which also encouraged people to celebrate the springtime and bountiful harvest ahead with evergreen decorations. So, why did the Christmas tree come to be as we know it today? The true Christmas tree tradition can be traced to the 16th century Germany, where Christians began to decorate trees, or if times were tough, simple pyramid shaped stacks of wood, which you still kind of, in not all the time, but you still kind of see that idea. If with some, like, especially like I'm thinking like department stores, for example, you'll see kind of that idea of this stacking wood, quote unquote, type situation. So that's kind of interesting. That's kind of where it started.
Mhm.
The tradition adding candles to the tree branches is most commonly attributed to Martin Luther, leader of the Protestant Reformation movement in the 1500s. So not Martin Luther King. Legend suggests he was inspired by the stars in the night sky and wished to recreate the scene in his own home using candlelight. According to A Christmas Cornucopia, the
Mhm.
hidden stories behind our Yuletide traditions, the first ever Christmas tree was in London, near what is now Leadenhall Market. However, it seems it was a one time occurrence, as Christmas trees wouldn't be seen again in Britain until the 19th century. Despite the Christmas tree's roots in Christianity, most Americans refused to adopt the tradition at first because they believed it is to be attached to pagan beliefs. The tradition was mostly contained to Germany until the late 1700s and early 1800s. Until then, the Puritans of New England upheld especially strict views of Christmas in America, and people were severely punished if they celebrated or decorated in any way, because Christmas is about Jesus. Which, yes, yes, but we can have fun with it. Anyway, they believed the holiday was so sacred that a church service was the only appropriate way to celebrate. This solemn American observance of Christmas continued until Irish and German immigrants began to settle in America and establish their own traditions despite the Puritan rule. German settlements, particularly in Pennsylvania, decorated community trees in the late 18th century, and soon the trees started to show up in the individual homes of German families. But most of the country was still skeptical. It wasn't until England's Queen Victoria and Prince Albert, who was of German heritage, were shown in a popular newspaper in 1848 standing around a Christmas tree with their family that the tradition became more widely embraced. Other than the candle aesthetic, already established in Europe, decorations like ornaments, often imported from Germany, became more popular in the late 1800s, and homemade decorations like cookies and garlands, like popcorn, berries, nuts, and more, became decorating staples.
Mhm.
As technical and industrial developments progressed throughout the 20th century, the more homespun decorations gave way to glitzy electric lights and synthetic materials like tinsel. The popular shiny bright ornaments, inspired by imported German glass ornaments, marked the beginning of the U.S. ornament industry in the early to mid 1900s. So that's kind of where it all kind of started and how we got to where we are. Um, we don't do tinsel on our Christmas tree. Do you do tinsel on your Christmas tree? Or like,
What's
hmm?
Yes, yes, I do. Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
We used to do actually we used to do utensils on our Christmas tree. Not technically anymore.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, we used to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think we have ever done tinsel on our Christmas tree. But we've done, like my mom has made, like, these bows out of, like, material she got at the dollar store, and she just
Mhm.
kind of made, like, bows out of that, um, different colors, reds, gold, silver, and she'll just kind of nicely place them in an artistic way because my mom is an artsy person, and just kinda nicely put them on the tree. That's
Mhm.
kind of what we do. We don't we what's that's obviously the ornaments and stuff, but
Mhm.
that's what we gonna do.
Right, right.
Um, so the other thing that I have here that I wanted to go through, I think it's a poem or a story, whatever, but I think it's a poem.
Mhm, mhm, mhm,
And it's called The Littlest Christmas Tree. Thought this was cute. Um, I honestly cannot remember where I got this from, but I think this was written by Amy Peterson.
mhm.
So that is what I'm going to read to everybody. Okay.
Okay. Mhm.
The littlest Christmas tree lived in a meadow of green among a family of tall evergreens. He learned how to whisper the evergreen song with the slightest of wind that came gently along. He watched as the birds made a home out of twigs and couldn't wait till he too was big. For all of the trees offered a home, the maple, the pine, and the oak. Who's so strong? I hate being little, the little tree said. I can't even turn colors like the maple turns red. I can't help the animals like the mighty old oak. He shelters them all in his wide, mighty cloak. The older tree said, Why, little tree, you don't know the story of a mighty king from the land with no snow? Little tree questioned, A land with no snow? Yes, said old tree, a very old story from so long ago. A star appeared, giving great light over a manger on long winter's night. A baby was born, a king of all kings, and with him comes love over all things. He lived in a country all covered in sand and laid down his life to save all of man. Little Tree thought of the gift given by him. Then the big tree said with the happiest grin, We're not just trees, but a reminder of that day. There is a much bigger part of a role that we play. For on Christmas Eve, my life I lay down in exchange for a happier, loving ground. And as I stand dying, they'll adorn me and trim. This all will be done in memory of him. Among a warm fire with family and friends, in the sweet songs of Christmas, I'll find my great end. Then, ever so gently, he'll come down to see and take me to heaven, Jesus and me. So you see, little tree, we are not like the oak, who shelters all things beneath his great cloak, nor are we like the maple in fall, whose colors leave many standing in awe. The gift that we give in ourselves, limb for limb, the greatest of honor and memory of him. The little tree bowed his head down and cried and thought of the king who willingly died. For what kind of gift can anyone give than to lay down your life when you wanted to live? A swelling of pride came over the tree. Can all of this happen because of just me? Can I really bring honor by adoring a home, by reminding mankind that he's never alone? With this thought, Little Tree began singing with glee, happy and proud to be a true Christmas tree. You can still hear them singing, even the smallest in height, singing about Christmas and that one holy night. And
Mm,
that is that.
nice.
That is this very
Yeah.
cute little poem.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, that's it for me.
All right. So I found a survey on based on people Canadians who use artificial and real trees.
Okay.
So based on Ledger survey of 2019, it hasn't been an updated one. According to a Ledger opinion poll, about 80% of Canadians who decorate a Christmas tree said they use or plan to use an artificial tree, while only 90% said they'll use a real tree.
Hmm,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
So yeah.
I
So
mean,
that's
I just wonder if it's just like the ease of it, because
mhm,
yes, it can be annoying because again, like we don't have any Christmas decorations up yet, but spoiler alert, guys, we're in November still.
mhm,
But we don't have anything up yet. And it is very taxing and annoying to have to like
mhm,
pull the tree out of the box every year and then put it back in
mhm.
because the box is freaking heavy. So it's like I can't drag that up 3 flights of stairs because we
Yeah.
put it in we have to put it in upstairs.
Mhm,
Um, so it's a lot of work. But once it's up and it's done, you
mhm,
don't have to water the thing, you don't have to
mhm.
maintain it. It's a clean situation and that's it.
Yeah.
Whereas with a real tree, it's not like that. And you can't leave your tree out. Like if you want to, you can leave an artificial tree out
Mhm.
till whenever, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
whenever you
Yeah.
want to take it down, you can take it down.
Yeah.
It's not that you can't do that with an artificial tree. You pretty much have to get rid of it right after Christmas.
Yeah. But
Why
I
would
think
you want to do that?
I think it's a bit of it's a bit of a struggle because like a lot of people I do see a lot of people just like get rid of it, put it outside
Hmm.
for the waste or the waste mat
Hmm.
to get to it, whatever. Um yeah, no, like I feel like it's even though like it's a pain to just like, for artificial trees, that heavy box, go upstairs, try to, fix it, this and that. And then once Christmas is done, you put it into a box, which is a little bit more for pain too, because you have
The
to
whole
put it
situation's a
back.
pain, let me tell you.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to
Once
put it
it's
in a
up, it's
box.
great.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
then that process of and that's the thing, like we don't just do a tree. Like I'm not sure what else you guys do, but we
Yeah.
put lights around the door frame. We put garland around our banister.
Mhm.
We
Mhm.
put like our stockings go on the garland that goes around the banister.
Mhm.
Different like ornaments that we put there and with the garland and you know, we have like a multiple stars. So obviously we have the star that goes on the tree, but then we also have like another star that we'll just stick in the bathroom in the powder room. So like
It's yeah.
my mom has a star that will go in her bathroom and like we have all these different little things that we do and it's time consuming, it's tedious job. So
But
putting all that back away after the fact, it's like, oh, this is so annoying. But at
yeah.
least like during that time, you can just enjoy it, you
I,
know?
yeah, true. Yeah, you enjoy it. I feel like another thing too, when it comes to real trees, you had to like, you had to clean up the mess as well, like the leaves
Yeah,
from the
it's sheds or
yeah,
whatever the
the
terminology you
sheds.
want to
Yeah,
use.
like, I think in terms of the artificial tree, it doesn't shed that much. Just sheds in that.
Well, it
I
still
mean,
sheds.
the decorate. It's mostly the decoration that sheds,
Depends on
but
what kind of
just
decorations I guess you're using. But
yeah,
like
yeah,
our
yeah.
tree, like the fake stuff
Mm-hmm.
will fall off. And I mean, I'm not kidding you. Our
Yes.
tree has been in its box
Mm-hmm.
since January.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I literally just found a piece of tree like a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
So the problem with them is that like once it kinda falls off the tree or falls off the garland or whatever, it kinda just sticks there and it just
Mm-hmm.
makes a mess and it's
Yeah.
annoying. So that part of
Yeah.
it's annoying, but I think the art of the real tree, it's not even just so much like the pine needles coming off,
Yeah. So
it's the
you might
sap.
that and also the damage. You might damage your house as well when you're trying to bring it outside or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like,
It's not worth
because
it.
you yeah, because you can't put it together. Like you can't put it together like when you bring like it was maybe when you had it like coming in when it's all wrapped together, but
Yeah,
it's
but
not
then you
wrapped.
take it apart. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
wrapped.
It's not wrapped
And
anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it probably need a couple people to take it out, and
This sounds like so
you,
much work.
yeah, I think it's more worth it
Oh,
for like,
100%.
yeah, so
100% it's more work. And I'm
yeah.
just, again, like I've said, like I've not been a family who has ever done a real tree.
Hmm.
Like I said, we had the same Christmas tree for like 20 plus years,
Yeah, yeah.
um, until we had to change that. My grandparents had the same tree. It's the thing, my mom and my uncle were kids,
Hmm.
and they had the same tree. They have a
Hmm.
different tree now, but, like, it's, the same tree for the longest time. My other grandparents, same thing. They had, like, a pre-lit tree. I think they still have that tree, honestly. But, it's I've been in a family of artificial trees.
Hmm.
I can't imagine doing a real tree. I
Yeah,
just can't imagine it.
yeah, yeah. So two artificial trees. It's
Yeah.
less
I mean, I
damaging.
understand the reason for doing a real tree.
Hmm.
I get it.
It's tradition for a lot of like
Yeah, no, I understand
communities.
it.
Yeah, yeah, and
Props
also
for you for doing it.
yeah, yeah. So and also people around the world. Well, I can't say people around the world because a lot of people around the world don't celebrate Christmas.
That
So
too, plus I don't think you can go to, like,
mhm.
Mexico and find a pine tree. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah, yeah.
It's
So it's
very you
yeah,
well, I mean, technically, yes, Mexico is part of North America, but I wouldn't
yeah.
it's more like America, you know, Canada, I'm sure parts of Europe, you can
Mhm,
find, like, pine trees. Like, you
mhm,
can't go to, like, near the equator and find a pine tree. Like,
mhm,
it does I imagine that just does not exist. So, I imagine you can, like, you know, I
mhm,
don't know if farm them is the right term to use, but, like, I imagine you can't do that because the soil just does not allow for that
mhm,
in those parts of the world. So then in those cases, yes, for those people who do celebrate, it's like, yeah, you're gonna have to, you know, do a fake tree.
mhm, mhm.
Yeah, so
Yeah. Uh, okay. So I think. Oh wait. Well, I look for the data for our American friends. So
mhm,
like, it says nearly 80% of people who plan to display a tree will use an artificial one, while
mhm.
22% will use a live real tree.
Yeah, so a little bit more than us that will do
Uh,
a real tree.
mm,
But, yeah, I mean, they make it look so easy on movies and stuff, but it's really not
mhm.
that
Yeah,
easy.
it's not that easy.
It's not that
Yeah.
easy.
I
I mean,
mean, if you look at Home Alone, it's there's your example. You bring it, yeah,
you can chop
basically,
down your own tree from your backyard and then
and then you
bring
bring
it
it
in.
down, and and then your whole house, yeah, it's basically well, you're damaging some places in your house, so like basically, so
Yeah, he
yeah,
was 8.
yeah,
He
yeah,
was 8. He did well for an 8-year-old, let's
yeah,
be real.
yeah,
But, yeah,
so
no, like,
yeah,
it'd be kinda cool to obviously, if you go to, like, a Christmas market or, like,
mhm,
in New York, go to Rockefeller Center or something, and you see, like, obviously, those are real trees, I would think. I mean, I don't know about the Rockefeller where do you find that kinda size tree for the
mhm,
Rockefeller tree? But whatever. Those are probably most likely real trees. You go to, like, stuff like that, and you can partake in the real tree there,
right,
where they have to take care of it.
yeah, yeah, you're
But
right. Yeah, that was based off of 2004 the American Tree
2004.
2024,
Oh,
sorry.
2024. I was like,
2024,
"Whoa."
my bad. American Christmas Tree Association. Yeah,
Okay.
oh, it's a company. Oh, okay. All right, yeah. And that's basically it
Mhm.
uh for it. All right. So this ends this episode of the Next Tape podcast, episode 157 of the Next Tape Podcast. The Next Tape Podcast is available on all podcast platforms. We also have a website, Tanika, called
Next nextdaypodcast.podpage.io.
And where else we at?
Facebook and Instagram at Next Day Podcast, and Twitter, TikTok, and Blue Sky at Next Day Pod.
Okay. And we also have an email called mikeltanyka@gmail.com. That's mikeltanyka@gmail.com. You can follow us on a lot of platforms that we confirmed. And yeah. So we basically talked about Christmas trees, and towards the end, uh, Tanika did a nice little poem there. So uh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. We do have two more
Mhm.
Christmas episodes that are coming.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, other than that, I got nothing else to say.
All right. So I'm Mikel, and
And I'm Tanika.
we're out until
Next week.
Merry Christmas, guys. Peace.
Bye.